If you do this one thing, it will accelerate your spiritual and your healing journey more than any self-help book ever will. So let's dive straight in. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you are new around here, my name is Christina and I help empower people on their spiritual and healing journey so they can have a more fulfilling and purposeful driven life. Don't forget to do all those wonderful things like hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you're notified of when I post a video. So let's get on to the good stuff. So when it comes to reading books, learning some kind of online material, whether that's through a video just like this, what it is doing is keeping us stuck in masculine energy because we are using our intellectual mind to process the information, processing the information that we are reading, processing the information that we're taking in through a video, and we are just trying to take the logical, intellectual approach to our spiritual growth, to self-healing, or your personal development path, whatever direction you're going in when it comes to growing personally. When we are taking the path of, right, I'm going to buy all these books because it's going to give me the answer, we get stuck in the doing, the masculine, because we believe that that book will give us some tips, some tricks, some kind of answer that we have to take action on and to do. So this keeps us actually trapped in constantly trying to do something, trying to chase and be in our masculine energy all the time on the spiritual path or in our self-improvement journey, whichever direction you want to go in. This is just what online material, books like that it will do. It will keep us logically thinking. But when we are going down the self-help, the self-healing route, and you're on that journey, it is a process. And it's not a masculine, logical process half of the time. So this means we have to drop from the masculine mind. We have to actually get into our bodies, become more embodied, and be in our feminine energy as well. But you're thinking, well, was that one thing that you're telling me that you must do? And it's not. I'll get onto that really good bit just in a moment. But we have to stop reading books or stop reaching out to some guru to give us the answer. Because what I've noticed as well along my own personal journey is that I would read books, but sometimes I would never implement it. Or I would feel I would have to kind of do this thing they're saying to reach this enlightenment or to reach this version of myself because I have to improve myself. And ultimately, I was giving my power away to these books. And even same goes for parenting books. I'm a mum, so I was reading parenting books and I was kind of letting it dictate how I should show up as a mum. And I believe that's the same with all of these self-help books, these personal development books, the spiritual books. They end up taking our power away because they're dictating to us how we should show up in the world on our spiritual path and how you should be healing, what you need to do to heal. And I don't think that is the right approach. And I just want to say though, there's nothing wrong with reading books. I've got plenty of books. I've got a huge pile that I still need to get through. And this is the thing, we all end up getting all these oh, that sounds like a really good book, I'll learn some knowledge from that, this spirituality book, and it ends up just gathering dust and cobwebs, and then the next minute I look at it, like the pages are turning brown because it's been literally that long. Like, maybe not quite that long, but you get what I'm trying to say about this. Like, we don't need some book half of the time to tell us what we should be doing, because everything we need is actually already within. And if you do this one thing that I'm about to reveal to you, it will accelerate your growth, your journey, more than any book, more than any course, more than any meditation practice, anything. And that is doing shadow work. Yes, there are books all about shadow work. There are plenty of videos on my channel as well about shadow work. But the thing is with shadow work, it is that we are facing our own inner aspects, our own inner demons, our triggers, our wounds. We get to actually stop hiding from ourselves and facing those things that we feel shameful of. And when we begin to face that, we are processing that shame. We end up releasing the shame that we've associated with these beliefs, these aspects of ourselves that get pushed down into our shadow. So doing that work is about actually finally facing it, and then we're able to process it, transcend that, alchemize that, so then we can move forward in life and become that ultimate version of yourself, that innermost version of yourself that has all that divine essence. And you're probably thinking, here we go again, shadow work. I've heard this a million times. But the thing is, every person's shadow is unique to them. Within a book or a self-help book, it is specifically tailored to a wider audience that cannot get to your own deep shadow that you have been suppressing. So when you finally take some steps, take some practical tools like journaling, for example. Mirror work is a very good shadow work tool to do, or an exercise. And when we finally do that, we're seeing to our own personal limiting beliefs, our own shadows. So then we can empower ourselves to actually do that inner work that is more tailored towards us. We can help ourselves by actually finally sitting and being with ourselves. And I'll tell you something really funny. I was writing an email to my tribe, my inner community, just last night. And as I was getting in the flow of the email, I was sending them out a shadow worked prompts, like PDF, that I created just yesterday, and I was giving it to them for free. And as I was getting into the flow of the email, some thoughts popped into my mind. It was a memory of before I actually went through my spiritual awakening. I was kind of slowly waking up a bit. I was very spiritually aware of things. I guess my spiritual awakening wasn't like a complete blow up. I didn't go through anything extreme. I did a little bit, but I was very aware of spiritual concepts, but I didn't understand them until I really woke up, essentially, went through my spiritual awakening. And I remember just being part of some kind of Facebook groups, some spiritual Facebook groups, and they would post about shadow work, and there'd be memes or pictures, and it was the first time I was diving into those concepts. And I actually used to be scared of the phrase, the word shadow work, the shadow self. I thought it was actually something kind of demonic, something really fucking scary. And I was like, what on earth is this shadow work thing? Let me know in the comments below if you've been there, you didn't understand anything back in your early days of your spiritual awakening. And for me, that was shadow work. I really did think it was something that was to be fearful of. I don't want to go there. But now I know, fast forward 2 years, it's probably about 2-3 years ago now, And I know all the shadow is just those denied parts of ourselves that we push away in the shadow. It's all our shameful things that we perceive as shame, even if it's something positive that we've shut away in the shadow. It's something that we've often associated with shame, and all our limiting beliefs, our traumas are often stored in our shadow. So all we have to do with our shadow is illuminating it, bringing it into light. And that means beginning to sit with yourself and actually look at your shadow self. And this cannot be done from a book. Nobody can tell you how to do shadow work, because what might work for one person might not work for another. There are many tools, exercises, practices, whatever you want to call it, to do shadow work. And I find that journaling is the number one most powerful way. And going back to the fact I was writing that email, I shared that story with my inner community. And it was just very funny when I was thinking about it. I couldn't believe how almost silly I was thinking. But that's the thing, when we are beginning our healing journey, when we're beginning the spiritual awakening process, or going through that, I should say, things can feel uncertain. We don't understand what certain concepts mean. And if you want to get your hands on this freebie of the shadow work prompts for beginners, just click the link in the pinned comments below. And an added bonus, you'll be also included in my inner circle, in my inner tribe, where I share a ton more insights into my own personal life, as well as receiving first dibs on any courses, any free offerings or further offerings and coaching that I offer. So click the link in the pinned comment below to claim your free journaling prompts now. So what you must do to improve yourself is actually help yourself. This means stop looking outside of yourself and actually going within and doing that inner work. And no book will ever be able to tell you what works for you. And because I really love journaling doesn't mean somebody else is going to feel the benefits of journaling, even though I do think it's a very universal tool and anybody can get some sort of benefit from it. I do believe that we're able to transcend our own limiting beliefs, our behavior patterns, with a tool that is personal for you. And if you want to go deeper on shadow work and understand what people actually don't tell you about shadow work, I go deep on that. Check out this video next. Understanding the shadow, what people don't tell you about shadow work. So with that being said, I will see you in that video. Much love.